Welcome to another insightful edition of the P&B Sports Show. I'm Abel Sunday. Today, we turn our attention to international football as the Super Eagles of Nigeria suffered a 2-1 defeat to Egypt in a friendly encounter, a crucial test as preparation intensified ahead of the AFCON campaign. What lesson can be drawn from the performance? And how ready is the team for the continental challenge ahead? Meanwhile, in England, Chelsea secured a 3-1 victory over Cardiff City in the EFL Cup, delivering a solid performance as they continue their domestic campaign and build momentum moving forward. To break down these key talking points, I'm joined by two respected analysts, Walter Odige, connecting with us from the Center of Excellence Lagos, and Eru John from the ancient city of Benin. Grab your teacup because P&B Sport is still P&B Sport reaching you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. And of course, I'm being joined by two gentlemen, respected sports pundits or analysts, anyhow you want to call them. Walter Odige from the Center of Excellence Lagos. Walter, good morning. It's been a while, isn't it, Walter?
Yeah, good morning. It's been a while, and I'm so happy to be back on the show again. And I can't, I just want to talk football, and
Nothing but football.
This next few weeks, we are going to be talking a lot about Nigeria football because it's AFCON season, and the AFCON festives already upon us. So let's enjoy the ride.
Hypertension won't start for me again, be that. Eru, good morning from the ancient city of Benin. I think Eru is with us now. Eru, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Mr. Sonny. Welcome back from the UK.
The UK, no UK view at all. UK in Asaba. But Eru, I think.
God, wait.
Oh no, no, set up. Eru, but you see, I'm scared of this month. You know why, Eru? Because I am not sure of the Super Eagles with their abysmal performance. Now, it's only Super Eagles I support. I don't support any club side football, so I'm enjoying myself ever since. But right now, AFCON staring us at our faces. Right now, I think my blood pressure will start getting higher. I just pray it does not.
First off, I think you need to contact your doctor
to be ready.
Get a personal doctor to be living with you for the month of December. Because I cannot assure you that Super Eagles will not make your blood pressure to skyrocket. So please make sure you are in close contact with your doctor.
Well, I think I will take that advice. That is a very good one. I think I will take that advice. But let's jump into the conversation. Yesterday we'll have an international friendly just to prepare our team for the AFCON that is coming on. And I have opportunity to see how I could text most of his players. And we mentioned on this show before now that I think he released 50-man squad, and we're saying that squad is just too much for this short period of time for you to work with. But of course, what do? They say anything we know happen for Nigeria does not exist. But let me start with you, Walter, before I'll get to Eru. The game yesterday with Nigeria shown fight and organization, do you think is a good sign for the Super Eagles? But we're losing 2-1 again. That's another big clash. Do you think we deserve, or that result is fully deserved? Egypt is supposed to win that game.
First off, it's a test match. It's a friendly match, so I don't think the result holds any consequence or bears any. It's not just even. It's not even a friendly match. You can't really say it's a friendly match. It's a test match. It's a match whereby you can change your whole first 11. Like we saw at halftime, we changed our goalkeeper, changed some vital players, but regardless, the result is not good. The Nigeria should not be losing a game. That's how I see it. Nigeria shouldn't lose any matches as far as football is concerned. But yeah, let's go back to the fact that it was a test match and it was just to keep the players, prepared for the AFCON, to test new players, to see which players would get into Eric Taylor's AFCON team, which player will he trust, which player will he probably it's just a chance for the coach to take a closer look at the players at his disposal. And to be honest with you, So the result is not why I would say I was not happy with the match yesterday. What I would say I was not happy with the match yesterday is the managers, the way he plays his players. I think he's misprofiling a whole lot of players. Like yesterday at the time, Lawan Fago, is it? I don't know if it's sounding right. It's Fago, Desas, and Paulo Noachu. They're all on the pitch, and these three guys are nine. They are central forward. They are strikers. Now he put Desas as a supporting striker, then Fago as a winger. So I don't know. If is it that he does not know these players that he invited, or is it that he does not? He just want to experiment because you can say it's a test match. You can say it's a friendly, but I have seen Chelsea done something similar with the main team. And guess what? We didn't want it to. We that follow the local league. We didn't want it to say it then, so that it won't be as if it's agenda, because people will be like, you're just making an excuse for the local players. They're not good enough. That is what happened. This was what happened exactly at the Chan Africa Cup of Nations, because Chelsea misprofiled a whole lot of players. A whole lot. You will see him playing a defensive midfielder in an attacking role. Yes, yesterday he also did it. Fisayo Dele Bashiru was on the pitch, as well as Ebenezer Akinsimero was also on the pitch. And Akinsimero was playing further up the pitch. He was playing behind the striker, while Fisayo was playing in the deeper role. So I don't understand, because these two players you have totally misprofiled these two players. While Fisayo should be closer to the attacker and the players are stayed back in the midfield, that's how it should be, because that's how they play in their club side. But Chelsea seems to not understand his players, seems to not understand his best legs, and I don't know, it's a problem. It's a huge problem, because by the time push comes to shove and those key games that you need to test your mind, and you need to test it from, or you have to bring in some players from the substitute bench. Trust me, you will now find out that, you have not been ready all this while. So it's sad, but like I said, it's a test match, nothing to worry about. It's just to give the players match fitness and see if there is one or two new players. You can say, okay, let me just incorporate it to the first team or thereabouts.
Okay, well said, Walter. I think you said it, but let me come over to you, Eru. I want to talk about the Egyptian team. With the wide play of and the wide play and creativity of especially I think Zizo. I think that's his name, Zizo. And he showed the deciding moment in that game. He assisted the 2 goals, the wide play of Zizo. Do you think the Egyptian, with this outcome, it gives them a whole lot of confidence going into the AFCON, considering the fact that they played a pedigree of a team like the Super Eagle, of course, which arguably should be one of the title contender, and they could able to do what they did yesterday. Do you think it's an edge, and the coach will go home happy yesterday?
Okay, of course the coach will go home very happy. You can't you can't win a game and not be happy. But let's not forget the fact that, like Mr. Walter said, it's a test game. It's not even, that game doesn't even qualify as a friendly match. It's a test game. It's just a game to I will call it in PG language, we'll call it Urigban. It's just a test of players to know, okay, in that match we saw both teams, they played different formations, they were switching tactics every 10 minutes of the game. So it's just a game it's a warm-up game. It's just a warm-up game. It's more like a training session. But then there are some positives that the Egyptian side can take home. I've always known Egypt to be a very formidable team. They're a very good team. And then if they can put up such performance even without some of their key players like Mohamed Salah, it goes to show that, okay, if we as we are now can do this, when we get addition of some very important players, then we are sure to do better, we are sure to do exploit going into AFCON. Because like you have rightly said, they did not, despite the fact that we call it a test match, they played against a Nigerian side that is probably one of the favorites to win the AFCON. So it's a good one for the team. It's a good one for the coach. I believe that some of the experiments he wanted to try out in the game, he tried them out and he has seen it. And then he can take his positives from the game. He knows where to work on now. He knows the kind of things to work on. He knows the kind of things to do. He knows the kind of players to field in some games. And yes, it was a mission accomplished for him as the Egyptian coach, and it was a good one for the Egyptian side. Yeah.
Okay, you just mentioned about playing some players, and Walter says something about misprofiling some players. Now, do you think our attacking this thing, can we really get it right? Because I think the combination of those attackers, I think the only time I saw a very, very formidable attack, it was when they brought this guy, what's his name? This Adams, is it Adam Akko or something? They brought Adams and yes, and Osimhen together, who could see a different Super Eagles front line. I think that's the only way. But with this, do you think going forward, Eric Chell, our attacking, because arguably we should have one of the deadliest attacks in this tournament, if we can get it right. If we can get it right, we should have one of the deadliest attacks. So, do you think going forward, Eric Chell will know and sit down and look at how he could pair these people, and even see how he could use what they call that tall guy? Is he Aderu? What is that his name again? The tall guy, just a tall striker, and Victor Boniface, that has not been fruitful. Sorry to use that word. He has not been fruitful in the national team at all. How he could improve this guy, because that's the job of a manager, to be honest, to improve any player in your disposal. How you could improve this guy and see how they could do better going forward. I want to stay with you first before I go over to Walter. Then we can now go to Chelsea's game yesterday against Cardiff.
Okay. A wise man once said that when a team has too many good players, has too many stars, it creates problem for the coach. It creates headache for the coach. But the wise man also said that kind of headache is not a negative one. It's a very positive headache. Yeah. It shows that you have a couple of options to pick from. You know, like Mr. Walter rightly said, one problem I've seen with Eric Chels over time in his time managing the Super Eagles is that he's very good at misprofiling players. He behaves like Enzo Maresca of Chelsea. They are very good at misprofiling players. Eric Chels has not just because it was a test game. No. In an actual tournament, in the World Cup qualifying series, we saw that. In the CHAN, we saw that how he was using some players wrongly. Now, watching the game yesterday and in the last couple of matches I've watched the Super Eagles, I realized one thing, Mr. Sonny, and that is going to be a big blow for us going into AFCON. I realized that we do not have a natural number 10 in the Super Eagles.
Which is a problem.
Number 10, sorry. Not natural. A good number 10. We do not have one in the Super Eagles team. The only person that would have been able to fit in that position is Alex Iwobi to an extent. But guess what? The coach doesn't play him there. So it's going to be a very huge problem. We do not have any midfielder that can connect the attack and defense in the entire Super Eagles team. And so we have seen over time that Eric Chels in a bid to cover up for that, he plays one of his strikers as a 10. He plays one of his strikers. When he plays two strikers up front, one is always behind the other. And so the only partnership that we have seen that worked out well was the Victor Osimhen and the Akko Adams partnership. Yeah. I think that's the only partnership, even if they played a very few games together, that's the only partnership that gave us a glimpse of a green light. Every other one, they didn't work out. I'm surprised that Tolu was not picked in the AFCON list. But then again, I think going into AFCON, Eric Chels has a very big problem in trying to figure out the perfect combo to play the attacking lineup. And they are for two reasons. One, we have a couple of strikers that are presently on a very good run for the club side. Victor Osimhen is on top form. DEC is on top form. Akko Adams is on top form. Paul Onatu is a beast in his club side. He's a big beast. He's on top form. So the coach will sincerely have a problem on who to start. Obviously, Victor Osimhen has a pinned starting position in the Super Eagles. The coach will have a problem on who else to bring in. Now we have a Samuel Chukwueze that is presently on top form for Fulham. He's expected to start. So we have an Ademola Lukman that is presently finding himself back. He has scored a couple of goals since he has been starting for Atalanta. He's getting himself back. So one would ordinarily think that having this caliber of players, I've got about 6 players who are presently in top form and are very crucial for their clubs. And as a matter of fact, some of them, their clubs do not even want to release them or did not want to release them. One would think that ordinarily this should be an easy stride for us in the Super Eagles. But then that's where the coach comes in. How do you now manage these players? How do you play them to get the best out of them? Because personally, you cannot play an Alex Iwobi from a deep line midfield position and expect him to excel or expect the best from him. He cannot offer you the best. It's not magic. It's not rocket science. You cannot play an Akko Adams from the wing and expect him to offer his best. He can't give you the best. You are actually limiting his abilities. You are limiting his potentials. So I think first off, the coach needs to do a tweak in his formation. I don't know how he's going to do that. I don't know how possible it will be for him. But yesterday, I saw that he switched his formation about 2 to 3 times. He started off with a 3-man defense. At some point, he switched to a 4-man defense. He switched back to a 3-man defense. I know that he was trying to experiment some things. He misprofiled some players, like Mr. Walter mentioned. I want to strongly believe he was doing that to see, can this person flourish from this angle? Can he play from this position? So let's see what he gives us at the AFCON. But I personally think that not having a very good number 10 is going to be a big blow to us. We don't have somebody who can do the creating. We don't have a creative midfielder in that team. We don't. We have midfielders that can mark in Wilfred Ndidi, Frank Onyeka, but we don't have midfielders that can create. When I mean create, we don't have midfielders that have the playing abilities of the likes of Kopama, the likes of Bruno Fernandes, the likes of Rancheki, people that when they are with the ball, they can create a couple of chances, dangerous chances for our strikers. Our strikers over time in the Super Eagles, we have seen that they have to struggle. They have to do so much, and then our wingers have not been on their A game. I want to even put it in fasting and prayer that the likes of Chukwueze, Lukman, Alex Iwobi, their club form, they should bring it into this AFCON. If they can replicate 60% of what they do in their club side, if they can replicate it in this competition, I see us going to the finals and probably winning the competition again. Yeah, so that's what I think.
Well said, Mr. Ero. Let me come on to you, Walter. Walter, the retirement of Trust Ekon, don't you think is a big blow? Because by and large, you will not argue that Trust Ekon have a whole lot of influence on that dressing room as the captain of the Super Eagles. Him dropping the ball and saying, I want to leave. It's time for me to leave. And don't you think there's also something behind? But I don't want to go there. But let's just look at it from the positive side. Do you think it's an opportunity for somebody to step up? Or do you think it's a big blow for Nigeria? Considering the fact that it's very short, we are just going into AFCON. Had he been after AFCON before he said he's going, that would have been another ballgame. But look at AFCON and he has announced his retirement. Don't you think it's a big blow for the Super Eagles?
It's a big blow for the Super Eagles. Now, when you say big blow, it might be on the pitch and off the pitch. I believe both. I believe the Super Eagles, the formation that best suits us at this moment in time, I honestly think is 3 at the back. And I think if we were to go 3 at the back, Ekong plays in the middle and Ekong starts. And I think he gives this assurance, he gives this calmness. At this age that he is currently, Ekong is no longer fit to play 2 at the back. Not no longer fit, don't get me wrong. He can play 2 at the back, but the pace is not in the side. What's it called? He does not have so many things that are past him, which is normal in football. But at the 3 at the back level, I think he's still phenomenal and he's going to deliver top-notch performance if he plays there. But that said, I don't think Ekong will be. His aura, his person, he's the captain of the team. And people have said off the pitch, he's one of the best Super Eagles captain in terms of leadership. His leadership qualities, the way he speaks, the way he talks to these players. We've seen a lot of these players come out and say, Ekong is this, is that. So he's a leader, and I think he will be sorely missed. And like you said, we should not go back to behind the scene, and I think politics has played, and I think I have been getting some information that he before they use him to do scapegoats, he has decided to respect himself and respectfully leave. But now that the occasion is still high because there was a huge fallout between himself and the NFF over the bonus rule, and he didn't like the way the NFF or the coach took it, and that was when he decided that he was going to, retire from international football. And let's not forget the way he was, he wasn't used in that game against Congo. Even when we needed the penalty taker, he was not brought in. This is our number one penalty taker. So I think he felt disrespected, but let's not go into that. And that's what aid his retirement decision. But like you said, he would be missed, and I think he would be missed greatly more for his leadership qualities and off the pitch qualities than on the pitch quality.
Well, we wish the Super Eagles all the best, and I'm praying that, of course, this time we're going to get this fourth AFCON title in Jesus' name. I don't know whether God will hear him, but I just pray. So God, listen to it. We get the fourth title this time around. But let's go on a short. When we return, we'll go over to England and we'll be talking about what happened with Cardiff yesterday. Welcome back. It's still P&B Sports, reaching you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, and I'm still with our sports pundit Walter Odige and also Eru John. Let's move over to England, Eru. I will start with you because you're a Chelsea fan. Chelsea did it in fact, they did it over Cardiff yesterday. But one would say that is it the right time for you to gamble because it's a knockout stage. You bringing new players or rotating your players at this stage, I think is very, very dangerous. But thank God he got the much needed result. But let me start with you, Eru. Enzo Maresca, how can you rate him yesterday with the performance of the team? Quickly as we wrap up. Are you there, Mr. Eru? Okay, is Walter there?
Yeah, I'm sure.
Okay, I think we lost Eru a bit. Okay, let me come over to you before maybe we could reestablish connection with Eru. Yesterday, Enzo Maresca, he changed the entire formation. He changed the entire team, and I'm talking about the rotation now. And but he got the much needed result. But don't you think that is a much risk for him because it's a knockout stage? Anything can happen. And if you lost that game, you're out. That is, you have to come back next day. So don't you think this is the time that you need to concentrate more? But thank God he was able to get the much result. But let me hear your own thought about that.
Yeah. Yes. I think I don't know why managers keep doing this. It's the quarter-final of a competition. Let me tell you, there's no greater feeling than winning a trophy. When you have an opportunity to do one, I think you should take it to both hands. I have seen Vincent Kompany play his full squad in this season's German Cup. What's their cup called now? In German Cup, he has played his full squad. Harry Kane, Olise, everybody that was fit, he played his full team. Then that's what he did. He rested most of his key players the weekend that follows in the Bundesliga. So you have to understand that this knockout games is just one-off. You lose it and you are out. You win it and you progress to the next round. So it's risky. It will be to me. It will always be risky when the manager goes into a knockout tie and is rotating the squad. I don't understand it. I will never get it, but I get the fact that he will say he wants to rest his players, he wants to protect his players from injury. But these are not the games. If you ask me, these are not the games. But in Enzo Maresca defense, I would say probably he was thinking, it's Cardiff City, it's a championship side. Why have we spent the billions we have spent the past 4 years if I can't put out my second team against the championship side? So I think that's his calculation. Maybe if it was against a cup opposition, probably Premier League opposition, he wouldn't have rotated as much as he has done. But he was thinking, it's Cardiff City. Come on, we can actually, get some rotation and give some of our key players the rest, the deserved rest, and let's see how we go about that. So to be honest with you, it was deserved. He did it, and in the end, it paid off because we saw a very good Chelsea side. To be honest with you, half time it was goalless, but from the second half they came smoking hot. They got the first goal through Garnacho. There was an equalizer, 1-1, 81 minutes. Pedro Neto made it 2-1, and in the 89 minutes, Alejandro Garnacho also made it 3-1. So in the end, it's a comfortable result, but it was a risky one. But like we said, it was the second half substitutions when it decided to bring in the main men in the second half that the game changed in Chelsea's favor. So in all, I would say it was a risk. Like I said, a knockout tie. I'm not expecting any manager. I don't like it when managers, go for the rotational method in knockout tie. It's too risky, if you ask me. But it pays off in Enzo Maresca case yesterday. And yes, somebody will remember that he rotates squad. But if he had lost that game, I think the question you would have asked me this morning would have been totally different from the question you are asking me now. So It's football. If you take risks and it works for you, they will clap for you and say you are a superhero. But if you take risks and it doesn't work for you, trust me, you will be questioned and you will be called foolish.
Okay, well said. Do we have Eru back now? We lost Eru in a bit. Eru, do you have you now?
I'm with you, yes.
Okay, I wanted to give you an opportunity to talk about Chelsea, but we're running out of time already. We have like 2-3 minutes to spend. But I'll give you that opportunity to talk about Chelsea. Chelsea won yesterday, yes, and of course, there's a lot of rotation in that team. I was saying, is that not too much of a risk for Enzo Maresca? And considering the fact that it's a knockout stage and it's already, I think, the quarterfinals yesterday. If you lost that game, you're out of that championship. Why taking such risk to do that? And lastly, I want you to tie this up. Garnacho's 2 goals yesterday saved. I think Garnacho have redeemed himself, for my own opinion. But let me have yours now.
Okay. If the club spends over 1 billion, and then you are doubtful changing your entire team to play a Carling Cup quarterfinals against the championship side, it says a lot about that club. I've always said I am a Chelsea fan, but I've always said that we have a lot of quantity. We don't have quality. We have quantity. There are so many players in the Chelsea squad. So many, in fact. The boss taking the team for games, I wonder how he sits down. But we don't have quality players.
They lack each other.
Exactly. It's a thinker. Exactly. I'm not going to blame Enzo Maresca for changing the entire squad yesterday, because if I were the coach, that's what I would do. I mean, we have a more difficult fixture that the weekend. We're playing against Newcastle at St. James Park. Don't forget, we are trying to maintain a top 4 position. There are a lot of games this period. There are a lot of games in this December, in January. There are a whole lot of games. And then don't forget, we also have some injury-prone players. We're trying to manage a couple of players. The likes of Mark Cucurella, they've played almost all the games this season. Those players need to relax. And then we want to play Cardiff. We are having headache whether to play the first team or to rotate the squad. And then this is a club that said we have spent over 1 billion on transfers. It shows that we have just been buying common commodities in the market. Go and look at Arsenal squad. Go and look at Manchester City. When you are removing a Ryan Cherki, when you are removing Haaland, you are seeing Omar Mamouche. When you are removing this, when you are removing Doku, you are seeing more intentional and more fierce players. That's a quality side, not quantity. So I think whatever Enzo Maresca did yesterday was what I would have done. Let me tell you the truth. If Chelsea had lost the game, I still would not have blamed Maresca. I would have just concluded on the fact that, okay, like I said before, we have quantity, we don't have quality. So it is what it is. But then on Garnacho did well. He tried once again. He proved himself. I mean, that was good for him. He needed that to boost his confidence. He needed that to send the message. Also, coming off the bench to score 2 goals in the second half is not an easy feat. So kudos to Garnacho. I'm still not 100% convinced about the signing. I still think that Manchester United used us for money laundering. But nevertheless, let's hope that over time Garnacho will be able to prove me otherwise. But kudos to him. I don't hate him as a player, but I did not just see him as somebody that Chelsea will buy in. I mean, what the hell is that?
It was a cheap buy.
Well, no worry. I think we're running out of time. I would have allowed this banter.
It's money laundry. That's money laundry.
But it's cheap. You bought what's it called? Gittins for 50 million. That is Dortmund that use you for money laundering, not
All right, gentlemen.
Because you cannot say Gittins is better than Garnacho.
Of course, Gittins is not better. Gittins is a fraudulent deal. I'm a fraud.
Gentlemen, thank you so much. We're running out of time. We have to wrap up now. That brings us to the end of today's edition of the P&B Sports Show. We have taken an in-depth look at the Super Eagles' friendly defeat to Egypt, what it means for the AFCON preparations, as well as Chelsea's latest outing in the EFL. My sincere thanks to our guest analyst Walter Odige from the Center of Excellence, Lagos, and Eru John from the ancient city of Benin for their valuable insight and expert analysis. Thank you so much, gentlemen.
Thank you. The pleasure is mine.
All right, you can connect with us on all social media platforms on YouTube and Facebook at Politics&BusinessTV.English, on IG at PNB TV_English, on X at PNB TV_ENG. That's the size of our show this morning. I'm Abel Sunday. From me and the entire team here in Abuja.